All right, so get this. Today, we're diving into something called the Living Korenna Manual.
Interesting.
Yeah, and get this. It's got me all fired up because, we're talking about, like, the essence of magic, like the source of all power.
Okay, yeah. I'm intrigued. The source of all power.
Right. And this manual I was reading, it claims that there's this force called Korenna, and it's, like, the root of it all.
Korenna. I've heard whispers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but never really, delved into it.
So it's like, okay, imagine this. Korenna is like this cosmic wellspring,
Right.
but it's not just like this stagnant pool of energy. It actually, like, according to this manual, developed consciousness and, like, interwove itself with, like, every single thing.
Wow.
I know, right?
So it's not just energy, it's conscious energy.
That's what they're saying. It's like interwoven with everything in the universe.
Right. Yeah.
And that just, I don't know about you, but it makes me think, like, okay, if Korenna is the source of all this power, right? If we can understand it better, does that mean we can, like, unlock our own hidden potential?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the big one, yeah. And the Living Korenna Manual, it seems to really suggest that the answer is yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It argues that by tapping into this Korenna, even indirectly, we're tapping into the very force that, drives creation.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot to unpack. So let's maybe start with some, like, foundational stuff. What exactly is essence and how does it, like, work? Is it like the fuel for, all things magical?
Yeah, you put it that way. The manual describes essence as like the intention behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
So think of it this way. When you cast a spell, it's not just about the words you're saying, right? Or like the gestures. It's about the will. It's about the desire, that focus, the intention that you're channeling through those actions. That's fueled by essence, they say.
So every thought we have, every action we take, just, like, existing, that all stems from this, like, Korenna energy?
It's all connected, yeah.
Oh.
In a way, yeah.
Right.
It gets really interesting because they draw a distinction between two types of magic users, right?
Oh, okay.
You've got those who draw essence from external sources.
Okay.
And then those who cultivate it from within.
Hold on. So, like, internal versus external magic.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, and which one is better? Well, that's the question, right?
Right. Which one is better?
Right. I mean, look, imagine it like this. External magic, it's like plugging into this vast power grid, right? Think the weave, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
It gives you access to a tremendous amount of power, right?
Okay.
But it can be unpredictable and potentially, like, dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing. It's like trying to handle lightning with your bare hands.
Yeah.
You might get more power than you can control.
Okay, that makes sense. So then internal magic is more about cultivating your own, like, wellspring of power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, picture this deep well, right?
Yeah.
Inside you.
Yeah.
Filled with the purest, most potent form of your own power.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But tapping into that well, that takes discipline, focus, a deep understanding of yourself. But the rewards can be extraordinary.
Yeah. So it's like the difference between, like, relying on the power grid, which, who knows, maybe it goes out, maybe it's,
It fluctuates.
Right, it fluctuates versus having your own generator that you can, like, control.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and the manual, it goes into both of these practices, and what I find interesting is it suggests that the most skilled magic users can utilize both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, so they've mastered both.
Right.
Okay. You mentioned the weave earlier, and I definitely want to circle back to that. What is the deal with the weave?
Okay, so picture this, okay? A tapestry woven from starlight and dreams,
Okay.
connecting everything in the universe with these, like, invisible threads of energy. That's the weave.
Oh, wow.
It's the primary conduit of magical energy in this world that we're talking about.
So it's like this massive, like, interconnected web of energy.
Exactly.
And magic users can just, like, tap into it.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
But the manual emphasizes that even within this world, right, there are different schools of thought about how the weave works, how it should be approached.
Oh, interesting.
Some view it with reverence, like a divine gift, right? Others see it as a force to be understood, harnessed.
So even in this world of magic, there are still, like, different perspectives and beliefs.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes it feel kind of real in a way.
Oh, for sure. It's not this monolithic thing. You've got, for example, you've got the theology school of thought.
Okay.
Imagine them as the spiritual seekers. They approach the weave with awe and reverence. They view magic as a gift, right? This divine power that flows through them. To them, understanding all the intricate details isn't as important as simply feeling its power
Okay.
and respecting its source.
So theology is about like faith, reverence, that kind of thing.
Very much so, yeah.
What about some of the other perspectives?
Well, you've got the archaeologists.
Okay.
Now, if theologians are devout believers, right,
Mhm.
archaeologists, they're the scholars.
Okay.
They're the researchers, the ones who want to map out every thread of the weave, every current of its energy.
So they're like trying to decode the very fabric of magic.
Exactly. They believe that by understanding its mechanics, they can unlock its true potential, maybe even surpass its limitations.
Wow.
They spend their lives studying ancient texts. They're doing experiments, pushing the boundaries of what's possible,
That's so cool.
all in the pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah.
And then you've got actualology,
Actuology. Okay.
which takes a more internal approach,
Okay.
focusing on the self.
All right. So how do actualists see the weave then?
Think of it this way. If the weave is this vast ocean of energy, right,
Okay.
actualists are all about becoming one with the current.
Interesting.
They see the weave not just as a source of power, but also as a potential distraction
Oh, interesting.
from achieving true enlightenment.
Okay.
They believe that by mastering their internal essence, they can achieve a level of mastery that surpasses even the most skilled external magic users.
So they're all about like self-mastery and like inner peace, like magic monks almost.
You could say that. Yeah, they see the weave as a tool, but not the ultimate goal. The true journey for them is inward.
Okay. So we've got these three schools of thought: theology, archaeology, actualology, all looking at the weave, which is like, the source of magic, but in their own way. Is there anything that like connects them at all?
That's what's fascinating is, despite their different viewpoints, they seem to agree on one crucial aspect:
Okay.
the fundamental principles that govern magic.
Oh, I love when things connect like that. So tell me more about these principles.
The Living Korenna Manual refers to them as sacrifice, channel, and focus. Sacrifice, channel, and focus.
Yeah, sacrifice, channel, focus. Kind of, I don't know, those are loaded words even outside of like,
Yeah.
magic. What do they actually like, what do they look like in practice?
Well, let's start with sacrifice. Right?
Okay.
The manual, it suggests that like accessing magic always requires giving something in return.
Oh,
You know.
Okay.
Think of it as maintaining balance.
Okay.
You're tapping into this like extraordinary force, this Korenna energy.
Right.
It demands respect.
Right.
It could be as simple as, like an offering of energy, or it might require something a bit more tangible.
So are you saying that like even those who draw power from the weave, they still have to make some kind of sacrifice? Like it's not just free energy.
Precisely. Yeah. The manual, it uses this analogy of a well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can draw water from a well, but if you don't replenish it, what happens?
Yeah.
Eventually it runs dry.
Right.
Same principle applies to magic, they're saying.
That makes you wonder, like, what happens if somebody tries to take too much, right? Like, without giving back.
Now you're thinking like a true archaeologist. The manual, it hints at the dangers of like trying to cheat the system.
Right.
But that's maybe a topic for another deep dive.
Okay, yeah, duly noted. Okay, so we've talked about sacrifice. What about channel? What does that entail?
So imagine you have all this like raw magical energy right at your disposal.
Yeah.
You need a way to direct it,
Right.
to shape it, give it, form and purpose.
Okay.
That's where channel comes in.
Okay.
It's about finding the right conduits for your magic.
Yeah.
Whether it's through like specific incantations, rituals, or even, like physical objects.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, sacrifice is about respecting the power and maintaining that balance.
Yeah.
And channel is about, well, channeling that power like in a specific direction.
Precisely.
Okay.
And this is where those different schools of thought we talked about, it all kind of, comes back into play.
Okay, yeah.
Theologians, they might channel their magic through prayer,
Okay.
devotion,
Right.
while archaeologists might use intricate formulas and, carefully crafted artifacts.
Right. And what about actualists?
Actuals, they're all about aligning their internal essence with the flow of the weave.
Okay.
Things like meditation,
Yeah.
breath work, practices that help them harmonize with the natural rhythms of the universe.
Yeah. It's amazing how these principles can be applied in like such different ways depending on your perspective.
Right.
Okay, so we've covered sacrifice, we've covered channel. What about the last one, focus? What's its role in all of this?
Okay. Imagine you're an archer
Okay.
aiming for a target. You can have the strongest bow, you can have the straightest arrow, but if your focus is off,
Right.
you're going to miss the
If
mark.
you're a mess. Yeah.
Same with magic. Focus is about clarity of intention, you know.
Okay.
It's about honing your will to make sure that your magic achieves its intended effect.
So it's about visualization, concentration, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Harnessing the power of your mind to amplify your intention. Direct your magic.
That makes me wonder, can anybody learn to do this? Or are some people just like born with a natural talent for magic?
You know, that's a question that's debated endlessly, even in the Living Korenna Manual.
Oh, really?
Some say everyone has the potential, right?
Uh-huh.
Others think it's like an innate ability.
Yeah.
But they all agree that mastery, that takes dedication, practice,
Right.
a deep understanding of the principles we've been discussing.
So whether you're born with like a spark or you have to kind of like, work to ignite it, you can become a magic user with enough dedication.
That seems to be the message, yeah.
Yeah.
And they even go further. They suggest that these principles, they're not just limited to, the realm of magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can be applied to any aspect of life where you're trying to, manifest your will,
Right.
achieve your goals, or just even like live a more intentional existence.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. Like we're connecting the dots, right?
Yeah.
Between this magical system and our own lives.
Yeah.
So how can we take those principles, sacrifice, channel, and focus, and, I don't know, apply them to like achieving a personal goal? Like, well, give me an example.
Okay, how about this? Writing a book.
Okay.
Something I know you're familiar with.
Yeah, I dabble.
Sacrifice in this context, it could mean, dedicating time each day to writing, even when it's hard. It might mean giving up other things you enjoy, to make space for your craft.
So it's about making a conscious choice to prioritize what's important to you.
Exactly. And then, channel, that could be about, in this case, finding your writing process,
Right.
the rituals that help you tap into that creativity. It could be as simple as, lighting a candle, putting on some music, or it might be a more elaborate routine.
Right. And focus, I'm guessing, is all about staying on track, avoiding distractions,
Yep.
really pouring your heart and soul into it.
Precisely. It's about silencing that inner critic,
Right.
pushing through writer's block, staying true to your vision.
Wow. When you put it like that, it really does feel like we can access a different kind of magic in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
Even without, casting spells or summoning, fireballs.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this, this Living Korenna Manual. It reminds us that we're all capable of extraordinary things if we tap into that inner power.
Yeah.
We set clear intentions. We approach, our endeavors with the right mindset.
This deep dive just keeps getting deeper, I'm telling you.
Right.
So this manual, it's more than just a guide to magic. It's like a roadmap, to personal growth, self-discovery.
Absolutely. And speaking of,
Yeah.
self-discovery, the Living Korenna Manual also delves into this fascinating world of magical ingredients and their unique properties.
Oh, yeah. The Cosmic Cookbook. Don't tell me we have time to get into that.
Well, we may not have time to cover everything, but there's one ingredient in particular that I think you'll find intriguing.
All right.
It's called the sensitive plant.
Okay, the sensitive plant. Why does that name, ring a bell?
So the manual describes it as a plant that's highly attuned to emotions.
Okay.
And its properties actually change depending on, the feelings it's exposed to.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that this plant, it's, literally sensitive to emotions?
That's what they're saying.
If you're feeling happy around it, it'll have different properties than if you're, feeling sad.
Imagine the implications. It's like it's like this living, breathing representation of the idea that our emotions have a tangible impact on the world around us.
That's mind-blowing. It's like
Yeah.
a physical manifestation of, of the idea that our thoughts and feelings actually have power.
And it gets even more interesting, right? The manual mentions that some skilled magic users, they've learned to harness the sensitive plant's properties to amplify their own emotions
Really?
and intentions,
Great.
creating incredibly potent magic.
Okay, now that's just cool. So it's this plant is this feedback loop of energy. You put out an intention, it amplifies it, and then it feeds back into your magic. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy
Right.
in plant form.
Exactly. It speaks to the interconnectedness of all things when you say
Yeah.
our intentions, they influence the world, right?
Right.
And then the world reflects those intentions back to us.
That's this big loop.
It's a powerful reminder that we are not separate from these forces that we interact with. We're active participants in shaping our reality.
Okay. I think I need a minute to process all of this. We went from, like, the source of all magic to the power of our own intentions, and now to a plant that can amplify our emotions. It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in. Yeah, for sure.
So as we, kind of move towards wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what are some of the key takeaways that you hope our listener will kind of walk away with today?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I hope this deep dive has, sparked a sense of wonder,
Yeah.
curiosity.
Yeah.
The world of the living Korenna manual,
Yeah.
although fictional, it offers this unique lens through which we can kind of examine our own relationship with power,
Yeah.
intention,
Right.
the interconnectedness of, all things.
I couldn't agree more. It's about more than just, magic. It's
Right.
about understanding the potential that,
Yeah.
lies within each of us to shape our own reality.
Precisely. And perhaps that's the most important takeaway of all, The living Korenna manual, it reminds us that we are not passive observers in our own lives.
Right. Yeah.
We have the power to choose our thoughts, to cultivate our intentions, and to direct our energy towards, creating the reality that we desire.
It's like that old saying, right? Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
Right.
But in this case, it's more like, be careful what you intend, right? Because you just might create it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. The Living Korenna manual, it doesn't shy away from that, the responsibility
Right.
that comes with wielding this kind of power, whether it's, literal magic or, just the power of our own intention.
So if we were to bring this back to, like, our listener, right? Yeah.
Someone who maybe is hearing all this for the first time, what would you say is the most important thing to remember about Korenna?
Just imagine it, right? Like, imagine Korenna as this vast ocean of potential.
Okay.
Right. And it flows through everything. It connects us all. We can choose to just kind of dip our toes in,
Yeah.
test the waters. Or we can just dive in head first and learn to swim with the current.
Wow.
The choice is ultimately ours.
That's such a powerful image, and it really drives home the point that, we're not just talking about magic in a fantasy world, are we? We're talking about the very essence of creation,
Right.
the power that flows through all of us.
Exactly. And like any powerful force, it requires respect,
Right.
understand.
A willingness to learn. The Living Korenna manual, it's not just a guide to magic. It's a guide to navigating life with awareness, with intention, and, with a sense of wonder.
It's like we've unlocked this secret door in the back of some dusty old library, and behind it lies this whole universe of possibilities.
And at the heart of it all
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Korenna.
Right.
The source, the energy, the potential that connects us all.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty energized after this deep dive. It's like
Right.
we've just scratched the surface of something really, really profound here.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? There's always more to explore,
Right.
more to learn, more to discover.
Absolutely. So to our listener out there, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, and, keep diving deeper into the mysteries of your own world. Who knows what hidden potential you might unlock, right?
That's right.
This has been the deep dive,
Until next time.
and we'll see you next time for another journey into the unknown.